Welcome all to Easy Stacks, where we make statistics simple and easy for everyone. So today we are going to learn about R and RStudio. What is it about R and RStudio? And if you are new member to this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button for more tutorials. So one thing we have to understand that and of course RStudio, these are the main foundation of data analysis and of course other aspects of data science. So when we are talking about R, what is R? Because we are talking about like two softwares but orally intertwined into one. So R is an open source programming language which is designed for statistical computing, data visualization, of course analysis, and it's mainly used by data analysts, researchers, and statisticians. And when we are talking about R itself, of course, this is the visualization of R here, where we are going to see it here. This is like an engine, and the version currently that I'm using is 4.41, and this is like a. But right currently we are having 4.52, which is current the new model. But of course, it tends to be upgraded each and every day. So R is an engine that runs codes, processes data, and of course generates analysis. And one thing about it, it handles everything from basic mathematics, like 2 plus 2, which is 4, to all the way to complex modeling and, of course, complex machine learning things. And when we come to RStudio here, this is RStudio, which I've already installed, but I'm going to show you how to install. So RStudio again is a dashboard. Of course, this dashboard runs at the back. At the back is the engine, which is the R. RStudio is a tool that makes working, of course, in R much easier. And I tend to take it like a dashboard that organizes everything for you. And where you can see here, we have four windows. Of course, this is the first window. There is another window, and there is this window. At the right, at the left top corner, this is where I'm just typing things there. This is the script editor window, whereby you put your codes, and you can also save these codes. This is the save button, save current document. You can save these codes for use in the later, for use that is later. And then at the bottom of it, we have the console. Here, the console is whereby you see how the codes are running. Each and every code, you will be able to see each and every code how it's running. And then we come to this other right side, whereby you can see that we have the environment history, connections, and tutorial. This is whereby we tend to store our objects, our data, our variables. So we are going to see how this is just the storage. It just tells you what in the current environment that you're working in, what has been stored. And finally, the last window here is the files, plots, and packages. This is whereby if you're drawing a plot, the plot will be visualized here. The files and of course other documents, packages. If I want to use a type of packages, let's say it's agricoli, all these packages, I can be able to install them from here. So that is the four windows. So let's try and install these. So open the browser that you use, and we use so just type at the search button, you write r-project r-project.org, and then you click OK. So you go to the here. For you to download, it tells you for you to download R, you have to choose the CRAN. So the CRAN is the compatible R archive network. So here you download. It makes it easier for download, whereby you download depending on the nearest server that you are to. So wherever you are, you can even use at the worldwide. So you can even come to worldwide and maybe click there. But all these work. So once you go here, you're going to have all the three versions of R depending on the operating system that you use. So if it is for Linux, this is where you're going to download. If it is in terms of Mac OS, and of course if Windows, in my case I'm using Windows, so you'll click Windows, and then once you click Windows, you're going to follow all the other procedures of data of installing, and then you're going to have your R. And once you have your R, you'll have such a thing which I had shown you. So in the other video, on the other step is that if you want to download again RStudio, you're going to type at the search button here, posit .co / that is download RStudio. So once we go to the download of RStudio, so here we are, we want to download RStudio. So once to download RStudio, it tells you first, you have to ensure that you've already installed R for RStudio to work. Remember, we've said RStudio is just a dashboard. So it needs an engine, that is R. And remember, RStudio works for versions which are above 3.60. So same case, go download RStudio. Once you've downloaded RStudio, follow all the protocols of installations, which are simple. Once you install them, and then you'll have your RStudio here, which I had initially showed you. So let us try some few things, and let us maybe come and get just uh, familiarize yourself with this environment. So let's try to create some variables. So let's say I want a variable m, and then I'll sign it using that the arrow and the hyphen sign. Say I want variable m to be number 8, d to be 9, and then z, maybe I can say z should be m multiplied by d. So this, remember we had said this is a script editor where I can save this code to be used later. So m, if I want to run this, there is running here. So you can see at the console, it tells you the first code that you've given. It has already stored m into, it has already stored number 8 into object m. And you can see in the environmental section here, it's already shown here that m has already been stored. D, and then z. So of course we know 8 times 9 is 72. So it has already showed us that z is 72. So even if I come here and at the console and type z, it will give me 72, which has already been stored at the environment here. So you can see that R is these are just simple things that you can be able to do with R, and how you once you will be able. So at least you've been able to see how R works. That is just the simple. And one thing that I want to encourage you guys, you should learn R is, one of the things is it's free and it's open source. The other thing about it, it's so powerful in visualization, which you're going to see in succeeding tutorials. And it integrates, and one thing about I like it about it is how it integrates with other existing tools such as Excel, Python, SPSS. It can be able to import data from all these. So you can see like here importing data, I can import data from Excel, SPSS, SAS, data. So it is so beautiful on how working with R and all these. And that is just a quick introduction to R and RStudio. In the next, we are going to familiarize ourselves on how to print text, how to make variables, and working with some few data sets. So thank you, and remember to subscribe to the channel.